All right, hi everyone. This is Abba Cage. So the last time we were talking about God's love, what God's love really meant, and we were saying that not all people, not everyone, is experiencing the love that God gives. And what's the reason? The reason is a three-letter word: sin. And when we talk about sin means two things, or two in one. So when we talk about sin, we have the nature of sin, and then we have the act of sin. So whenever you hear sin, these two things should come into your mind. That we have the nature of sin, which is the source, and then we have the fruits or the acts of sin. So sin would or can be likened onto a part of a tree, the two parts, which is the roots of a tree and then the fruits of a tree. So when we talk about the nature of sin, it also means the universality of sin. It means that sin is universal. And when you read Psalm 51 verse 5, the psalmist was saying that, "Behold, I was born in iniquity, and in sin did my mom conceive me." Meaning that we were already sinners even before we started indulging in acts of sin. Even when we were in our mother's womb, we were declared sinners. Why? Because of Adam and Eve, the first man God created. When they disobeyed God, they decided to live for themselves. It meant that the seed of sin came into them. And in the Bible, the book of John, it says that through one man, sin came into this world, and that one man is Adam. So we didn't insult, or we don't sin or commit acts of sin because we want to, but we do that because of the sinful nature that is in us. Isaiah also puts it in a way that all of us have gone astray. Each of us has turned to his or her own way, and for all have sinned, Romans 3:23, and fallen short of the glory of God. All these things tells us one thing, that there is a nature of sin that is in all of us. There is this seed of sin that is in each and every one. So you don't have to insult someone to become a sinner. No, you are a sinner. That is why you insult others. So in view of this, because of this sin, we were separated from God, and then we were condemned, heading straight to hell, because anywhere apart from the presence of God is hell. Whenever you are separated from God, it means you are in hell. So that is the nature of sin. Okay, so I was giving an analogy. So it means that we know that the parts of the tree, the roots, and then the fruit. Any tree stands, or any tree is anchored by its fruits. It is through the roots that the tree gets nourishment. So when the tree is nourished, it is able to produce fruits. It's the same thing with sin, or the nature of sin, and then the fruits of sin. So it means that for us to get rid of the fruits of a tree, we don't necessarily have to pluck or prune the branches, but rather we have to go back to the roots. Whenever a tree is uprooted or is taken from its source, where it gets its nourishment to the other parts of the tree, automatically that tree will die, or that tree will not bear fruit. It is the same thing with sin. Whenever the root of sin, which is the seed of sin that came through Adam to us, is dealt with, then we tend to do away with the fruits, which is the act of sin, such as lying, envy, backbiting, fornication, and all the others you can mention. And one thing about this is that there is only one person who can deal with the roots of sin. There is only one person who can deal with the seed of sin in man, in order for that man not to bear the fruits of sin. And that man is Jesus Christ. And this would lead us to talk about Jesus Christ in our next video. Jesus Christ is the only way home, back to the Father. Jesus Christ is the only way we can experience God's love. So believe in him, surrender your life to him, accept him, ask him to come into your life, ask him to become your friend, and then you would experience this love that God gives. Bye bye, and see you in my next video.